Well, hi there pluckers, Ivorsaurfingers back with you again with hopefully another interesting lesson. This one is on the classic instrumental Telstar from the Tornadoes. Okay, hopefully you'll have seen my lesson preview I did yesterday. Okay, standard tuning, no capos, doing it in the same key as the original recording from the Tornadoes. And the key is originally A to start with, but it does go for the last verse at the end of the song, it does go to D. Okay, change the key right at the end of the song. Okay, but we'll worry about that later. So I'm going to show you the first verse. Okay, to start with. Okay, so let's get to it. So I'll just quickly show you the intro. It's very simple. Okay, it's just a chord build-up from F sharp to A. I usually use a bar chord to do it. 2nd fret major shape. Okay, F sharp. Then you go up one to G. Then up one again to G sharp. And then one up to A. Okay, so you can just major chords. If you can't or don't fancy the bar chord, you can just use an F shape chord on the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. Okay, very simple intro. Now the actual lead, right, which I'm going to hopefully concentrate on playing on this lesson. The first verse, right, so it starts off with this. So that's 2nd on the 3rd, 2nd on the 4th, and the 4th on the 4th. Got that? Now we go back to the 2nd on the 4th, to the 3rd on the 2nd, to the 2nd on the 2nd, to the 4th on the 3rd, to the 2nd on the 3rd, back to the 4th on the 3rd. Okay, so you got then we go back to the 2nd on the 4th again and repeat that last phrase. To the 3rd on the 2nd, 2nd on the 2nd, 4th on the 3rd, 2nd on the 3rd, 4th on the 3rd, to the 2nd on the 4th. Okay, so to put that in context, from the beginning. That's as far as we got, yeah? Then we go to this one, the way I play it. Okay, you could play it differently, but this is the way I'm playing it. 5th fret of the 2nd string. Okay, so I'll put that whole thing into context. We'll do that again, right up to that note there, okay? Okay, that's as far as we got, yeah? Bit of a pause, and then it goes, you hit that note again, the 5th fret of the 2nd, up to the 7th fret on the 2nd, back to the 5th on the 2nd, to the 2nd on the 3rd, 2nd on the 3rd, to the 5th on the 2nd, to the 3rd on the 2nd. So it goes. Okay, let's go right from the beginning, slowly. As far as we got, yeah? Then we go down to the second on the second. So after that, down to the second on the second. Now we do the third fret of the fourth string, okay? And then up to the fourth fret of the fourth string. So it's, do you got? Okay, as far as we got. Back to that second on the second, to the fourth on the third. So right from the beginning, very slowly. So as far as we got. Then we go back to the second on the second, up to the third on the second, back to the second on the second, to the fourth on the third, second on the third, fourth on the third, and end up on that fourth on the third, right? So from that middle, where it changes, it goes. So far up to that point, and then the final bit is you go that fourth on the fourth string, and then hit that second on the third twice, right? Then go down one fret on the third, so that's fourth fret, fourth string once, twice on the second on the third. And then go down to the first on the third, to the fourth on the fourth, and then the second on the fourth. And that's the first verse, okay? So very slowly, here we go. Okay, now that's the first verse. The second verse is exactly the same apart from the very end. Okay, so you play exactly the same again, except from the very, instead of, we don't do this bit. Okay, so what we do instead of that is from the middle of the verse where it goes. Hit that note again, the fourth on the third, to the second on the second, to back to the fourth on the third, to the second on the third, and then back to the fourth on the fourth. So, okay, so the second verse is this. go off into the what I would call the chorus. Okay, probably. You got that? So let's do the whole thing right from the beginning, first two verses. Okay, so we'll just quickly do the intro. Right, here we go. Second verse. Into the chorus. That bit, okay. So that's your first two verses, and obviously the third verse is exactly the same as one of those, okay, as well. The second verse. The first verse is with the ending on the first verse is the only time you do that. After that, all the verses are like the second verse, okay. So you've done the first two verses now, which is, I say, the second verse is replicated for verse 3 and verse 4, although verse 4 is in the key of D, okay, which we'll come to later. Right then, boys and girls, the rhythm behind the verses, okay, so in the first part of the song we are playing it in the key of A, okay, so I'll just go through the first verse, which is exactly the same to play verse-wise as all the other verses, okay, apart from the end one, which is in a different key of D. But for the first three verses, okay, it's this. Second verse, and so on, exactly the same again, okay. So what am I doing there? So starts off with two lots of A to F sharp minor to D to E, right? Now you can use open chord A if you want. Well, I'm using a bar chord, but you could just use a standard A chord and an F sharp minor like that rather than the bar chord. Bowing the first three strings, second fret with your first finger, and then use your third finger and pinky to play the fourth fret of the fifth string and the fourth string, 5 downwards. And again, you could also play the A as an F shape on the fifth fret. Okay, so all sorts of different options there, okay. So, say the first two sequences are A, F sharp minor, D and D, however you wish to play them, okay. So it's right, the next section is C sharp minor, the bit that goes, that's all on C sharp minor, okay. Full fret bar chord, minor shape, okay. If you can play bar chords, great. If not, then simpler C sharp minor is like that. Top E string 4th fret, first finger, second fret, 5th fret, second string, Third finger and pinky playing the the 6th fret of the 4th and 3rd strings. That's only 4 downwards, okay? Just top 4 strings on that one. But if you can't play the bar chord, that's your option, okay? Okay, so that's the bit that goes. Okay. Then we go to F sharp minor. Which want to play a simpler one. Then a quick D to E. So far we've got and finally A to F sharp minor, B minor, not D, E, second verse exactly the same, start all over again. Yeah. Now the B minor, 2nd fret bar chord, if you can make bar chords, minor shape. If you can't do that, it's the same shape as the C sharp minor simpler version, but on the 2nd fret. Top E string, 2nd fret, 2nd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string, and the 3rd finger and pinky, 4th string, 3rd string on the 4th fret, 4 downwards. Okay, that's if you can't do the full bar chord. Okay, so that's your verses all the way through until we change key. Okay, so we just go through the whole thing again very slowly. So after the build up, as usual, F sharp to A, up, climb up, then A, F sharp, D to E, repeat that sequence, F C sharp minor, F sharp minor, D to E, A, F sharp minor, B minor, E, second verse, exactly the same. Okay, so it starts all over again exactly the same. Okay, so I hope that made sense to you boys and girls. Hopefully I'll see you again in part 2, where we'll do the what I call the choruses, that bit, okay, and I'll show you how the song finishes, the way I played it as well, okay, and the key change. So see you in part 2. Bye for now.